Hello again, Geoff Giordano of the APBA Football Club, welcoming you to the final installment of our video series on the evolution of APBA football. For the 2000s and 2010s, we must go back to 2000 and the 1999 season, issued in that stocky green box, until APBA reverted to its early 80s version of the game, now sold in separate basic and master packages, using the mid-90s charts as the basic game, until 2008, in which we see the basic and master game undergoing a dramatic design revision to unify the style of the game and add some features to the master game. And then, of course, the 2013 introduction of a revamped basic game using the field design that reigned from the 1957 to 1993 seasons, as well as the box design and size from the mid-90s. As in the 90s, APBA football underwent significant transformations throughout the decade of the 2000s and up to the present. Notably, the mid-2000s saw the reintroduction of a version of the 80s master game, but with the explicit packaging of a basic game. Now, this game was ordered in 2005 with the 2004 season set. You can see the charts here are the mid-90s charts repackaged on thinner paper in black and white type. That was sold as the basic game. You'll see also that with this season, at the lower right, the card backs are white. There is no red backing, and you'll also notice the stickers on the 2004 team envelopes. Now, did this occur in 2002, 2003, 2006, or 7? We're not sure. We didn't order the sets then. But notably, the rules manual at top is a truncated version of the early 80s through 1993 basic and master rule book, when it was simply one set of rules with the master options in the back. This pamphlet here is just the non-master rules. This mid-2000s game also included a thin version of the classic football field with similar typography, although not quite a match, but the similarity to the classic board of the 1957 to 1993 seasons is obvious. When you ordered the master game in the mid-2000s, it came with the classic rule book that ran up to the point APBA realism here, and then when you turn the page, you see the section 2 of options, which are master game rules, nickelback, dimeback, etc. The basic game brochure ended at APBA realism and was reprinted in that nice little gatefold style. So it's an interesting departure and a full use of each set of charts that APBA had, and your card sets are compatible with both those charts. The basic game rulebook of the mid-2000s is interesting for this "Don't Worry About It" section, which tells you what sections of the score sheet to exclude from your use when playing simply the basic game, and it also gives you a hint at what you can get with the master game. Now here's where we get into compatibility. At front here is a color-coded mid-90s outside run chart, which was simply resurrected in the mid-2000s in black and white. Your card sets are compatible with both charts because the results are the same. The master game that I ordered in 2005 for the 2004 edition came in this thin box that you see here, and inside you will see a very familiar set of charts, which is essentially the charts from the 80s that ran through 1993 season. Again, just slightly different in that the paper is thinner and smaller, but again, this simply means that your 2000 cards are compatible with your boards from 1983. So basically, your cards are fully compatible from the 1982 season onward with either any version of basic or master game. Those results charts have not changed much. Now, of course, in 2008, you see a significant change in the master game with the reordering of the results by first and fourth quarter and second and third quarter instead of first and third and second and fourth quarters. You also see the floating index emerge, which apparently was introduced first at APBA Journal and gives higher pointed teams more of a chance to get into the A index if you decide to roll and use that chart before a drive or a play. The 2008 basic chart here is a better design. It's cleaner, it's lighter, but it is the same charts, same results as the 1999 season book, that green book that had dark coloring. Here is the obvious size difference with the Master Game Edition, which also has a cleaner, more pastel look, and simply repackages the large white boards from the 1982 to 1993 seasons in a larger spiral-bound format. And the rules are tucked into the back pocket here. Here's the floating index system that gives more weight and more advantage to higher pointed B teams. Here, of course, again is the 2013 basic game repackaging with both Super Bowl teams and both teams from the BCS championship. And the basic game as it stands now has a rule chart printed at the same size as the master game, but in black and white with tabbed pages that indicate what section of the rules you're in, and of course plays ordered by field position, not just the type of play. Perhaps most impressive is that APBA only raised the price $5 to $27. Now we turn our attention to the cards while we show you some video of what you'll see when you download the unofficial 2001 football season to Tabletop Sports. To get a clear picture of the struggles APBA endured in keeping the game on the market, we have to go back to 1998. With APBA unable to officially issue a set for that season, apparently for NFL licensing reasons, a team of experts, including Hall of Fame APBA Journal owner and football guru Howard Alskog, created a 1998 season released in installments in the AJ from October 15, 1999, issue 6, to February 10, 2000, issue 11/12. 2 years later, when Bill Bordigan succeeded Fritz Light as president, APBA fans were treated to the unique 1999 season. By the way, we can't stress enough how glad we are that Bob Tassinari's put the complete AJ collection back on eBay for sale at the time of this recording. The value of that archive cannot be overstated. Now, another milestone came when, as reported in the October 31, 2001 APBA Journal, issue 4, APBA decided not to print the 2000 football set, instead posting the cards online. Using a card printing utility created by Brian Davis, the 2000 set was the first to feature 44 standard issue players per team. The 2001 season was another challenge. As detailed in the cover of the October 31, 2002 APBA Compendium issued by Eric Naftali, a final edition he published after selling the APBA Journal to Francis Rose, Rose's Sports Game Publishing was licensed by APBA to produce a 2001 season set with a ship date of November 15th. According to Davis, he recalls Geoff Cowan recreating the 2001 football season and one of them formatting it. Davis says APBA went back to calculating the cards with the 2002 season, while he continued formatting them for a number of years. What we see here is a comparison of the 2000 Rams, the 2002 Buccaneers, and 2012 Ravens. As we record this, in April 2014, APBA has begun reissuing its 2000s football seasons in card form versus the perforated 9-card sheets of the recent past. Prior to this trend, we purchased several sets to complete our archives, 2000, 2006, 2007, and 2009. Around the same time, but a bit earlier, we also purchased the 2002, 2003, 2005, and 2008 sets via eBay. Comparing the 2000 Rams, 2002 Buccaneers, and 2012 Ravens, we see yet more variations of note. The rounded corners of the 2000 set, the square corners of 2002, and the sans serif type of 2012, a style that returned with the 2011 season set. The 2000 set is a more recent issue that was sold in sheet form but with round corners resurrected. The 2002 set is the first to feature V ratings for offensive performers, especially important in the more exotic offensive packages of the decade. And in 2012, APBA continues the look it began using in 2011, sans serif type and rounded corners. Here's the last card of Ray Lewis with the Ravens, one of the 4 teams that came standard with the 2013 basic game, along with San Francisco, Alabama, and Notre Dame. The 2012 Ravens stack up quite literally a bit better than the 2002 Bucks, seen here at left, in terms of card thickness. And so concludes our video summation of the important steps in the transformation of APBA football from the 1957 season, represented here with the rookie card of the great Jim Brown, through to the current iterations of the Master and Basic games, featuring everything from a return to rounded corners and thicker cardstock to better packaging overall. Stay tuned for more promised reissues of past football seasons like 1965, 1970, and 75, according to APBA, as well as more reissues of 2000 sets in card form.